years ago, I was different than today. I had a loud mouth, had so many things to say. My hair was shorter and I promised it would stay. I'll never touch it till that day you came. Years went by so fast, living life so fast. Finally we saw a light up ahead, but didn't last. It was in time, no.
All right. I lost son. Yeah, it's a cool song. All right. Can leave the music in the background for a little bit. So I'm back. Alrighty, we can start with this. Gonna stop the music. Stop music. Music is off now. Alright. Hey everyone. Let's see who's here. Who's here? Orlando. Cool. Mustafa. Yeah. Cool. Shahak. Amazing. Cool. I didn't stream last week, I think. I don't remember. I've been doing so much stuff. Hadrian, hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? Let me close this thing. Minimize it. I've been doing so much stuff that I don't even know what I've been doing, but I delayed the stream an hour because there's a lot of construction going on here, and there's a lot of noise, and by this time the construction guys go away, they go home, they go to rest, and now there's no noise. So, and the other employee here goes home, so So we can do whatever we want at this time, which is cool. Maybe. Nah, I think next week the construction's gonna be over, so that's fine. We're gonna be fine. And it's gonna be fun because maybe it's not for sure, but maybe next week you're gonna be seeing something different on the background because the studio's gonna change. The studio is evolving. But maybe it's gonna happen maybe in 1 or 2 weeks because there's a lot of stuff to do still. So not sure. Hey Orlando A, Grant, what's up, man? Orlando, yeah, I'm good, man. La paso chido. What have you been working on, Orlando? I've been working in just the website. So that's what we're gonna be looking at today. Who's asking about what we're doing today? Mustafa, I wanna be showing you the new website is live now. I'm pretty excited about this. So excited the website is live. It's taken a lot of my time to build this. So please guys go visit the site. Please visit the site. and subscribe. I mean not subscribe, just register to the site, please. So I'm gonna share the link with you guys there, but you know what the link is, right? Let me see. There it is. If in case somebody else sees this and doesn't know the website, there we go. Let me move that. That's the URL for the website. Maybe I can make that even larger just for a few seconds. So that's the website. Moving around there. That's the website. Please visit the website. I spent so much time building this for you guys, and I want to talk about it because it's not just a new website, it's a whole new platform of stuff. So yeah, and I want to get my big cam for this, and I want to tell you guys thank you because I really appreciate you guys because you help me a lot, really, by buying my tutorials, by being here online today, by interacting with me. It helps me a lot, and it motivates me to keep doing this stuff because this site's been so hard to make. So many issues, so many stuff that I had to build, but it's a whole new platform. I'm gonna explain you what am I talking about exactly with a new platform and all. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. I so much appreciate it, really. Thank you. So I'm gonna go out of the big cam now. Maybe I'll hide that. So yeah, the big thing is that this is actually a platform. As you can see in the website, this tutorial is not done by me. It's done by this amazing guy called Anas from Egypt, and he speaks very great English, very nice English. So it's not gonna be any issues with him, and he knows math like, oh my god, he's amazing in math. So you should definitely check out his course. It's amazing, and that's one of the things about the website. The new website allows from other mentors to come and teach for mixed training. There's another 2 persons that are already working on material for us, and if any of you guys are interested, please email me. Told you this maybe Monday. I did a surprise stream on Monday. Email me and we can talk about it. If you are interested in teaching for mixed training, we offer really nice features for in how do you call that? We offer a really nice plan for authors, for mentors. And if you want to email me, there's my email in the chat. Please email me, and I can we can talk about it and see what you want to teach, etc. Whatever. You need to fill a few requirements we have on the side. We have a really it's a high demand, a high quality standard. If you just cover a few things, we can help you, and you can start making tutorials for us. So the website, that's the first thing. The website is now a new platform. The store is done by us directly. So I had to build all the stuff, build a courses platform. If I go, let's see, you can see this, the Monday tricks is all here. This stuff should be animated. I don't know why it's not moving. Yeah, everything just breaks sometimes. This stuff should be moving. There we go. Yeah, it's moving. So there's a lot of our sponsors and our partners in the site, which I really appreciate. Especially Side Effects being so amazing to us all these years. And there's the Monday tricks. All the LearnDay episodes are here. And the free training is all the training that we're doing for the Monday tricks and the LearnDay episodes that we have. The community is really cool. I want to show the community after that. I made this really nice, cool looking menu because I wanted a really cool menu. This guide's gonna be changed, so I actually need to move this from here because you shouldn't be buying it from there anymore. The magical fire effects is gonna be moved to the website. Right now it's on video on demand on Vimeo. We're gonna move it from there to our site, so you shouldn't be buying that right now from there. You should buy it from us, and I'm gonna comment about that in a second. But yeah, there's two more really amazing mentors already working on training. I'm really excited about this. You're gonna be seeing more and more training on this. But if we go into one of these courses, like the polymodeling one that I did, you can see we have this really nice, cool player. It's really big. Here, let me refresh that again because I don't see why there's a huge. I don't know why there's a huge gap here, but whatever. So you can see this is when you buy the course, you will see this by default. You would not see that. Let me hide that URL. You would not see this by default. This is when you buy it, you're gonna have access to this. And then you have a really nice player here. All the lessons are here. You have autoplay, like you can make this bigger, full size. There's a comment section right here. So there's all the lessons here. This will autoplay when if you have this activated or not, if you want to autoplay or not. You can select any lesson here. It will scroll you back up. So I just made it so convenient for anyone to just start watching lessons. As you can see, this is one of the lessons, and if it's highlighted, if you select another one, you go back, seeing that lesson. And everything's working pretty cool here. So this is one of the projects. You will get the project files here. This will only show if you have if you bought the course. And if we go to the other one, the Fluid Solvers course, this is all the math behind Fluid Solvers, which is really amazing. This can be applied to any application. Like, you're gonna understand the Fluid Solvers. It's not just for Houdini. At the end, Anna explains how the relationship between the math you guys learn here explains that in Houdini, but by seeing how Houdini integrated the fluid solver and stuff. But you can apply that to any application. The math you're gonna learn here is it's amazing. So this is huge. This is, you can see all those lessons. This is like 50 lessons here, and the whole thing is 6 hours and 51 minutes. it's huge, and he wanted to do more, but I said, dude, try to condense it more. He wanted to do more, and volume 2, it's about 7 hours as well, which volume 2 will come in a week or two. So it's already recorded, it's already done. Yeah, the course is all about the math on the about fluid solvers. You can see it starts even by explaining what is a function, how to graph a function, what is the limit. So you can see it's teaching you all the math behind the solver. It's not just showing you. It's not showing you the nodes in Houdini. So it's very technical. This is just, it's math. It's math, directly math. It's not. And it works for everything. If you want to apply that to Maya and take that math and write your own solver in Maya, you can do it, or for Houdini, or for games, whatever. So it show you all the derivative stuff. What is an antiderivative? There's a lot of math here. So the first one is all the basics of math, and then about fluid solvers, and then volume 2 it just goes more into advection and all that stuff. It's pretty cool, like gradients and samples. But yeah, this is all about the math. You can see that's this is the math behind how a gradient works. You can see the direction here of the I think this is the gradient here. Don't quote me, because I don't have this level of math on me, so I'm not an expert on this. So yeah, you're gonna learn the math behind all that stuff with this. This is things that you don't have available anywhere else. Like in a course like this. This is all compiled really amazingly for you to learn, like the fluid solver stuff. So you can see this is the curling of the noise. You can see, that curl noise, how to work in Houdini or something like that. You can see here's how to do the curl noise and stuff. You will learn how to do that stuff. It's amazing to have all this information available. But yeah, it is pretty it's math. But yeah, it is really cool. I want to see it all and take it all, and I will, but it's a lot of stuff. So that's that course, and the other one we have available right now is the mine, which is the polymodeling. Which polymodeling is part of a project. So I want to talk about this. So I need to fix this stuff. So you can see this is 70 lessons, but you model everything. We model. This is more for beginners. So it's kind of opposite sides like this. Like the math is so advanced, and the polygon one is it's for beginners here. I explain you in this course. Like a lot of people have told me, like, how do I start in Houdini? How do I start modeling? So if you want to start modeling in Houdini, this is the course for you, because I explained you the selection tools, the basic modeling tools, even the interface, how you create tools, what's the difference between geometry and object level. All those contexts I explain here, and then we start building with all that knowledge in our pocket. Now we can start modeling everything from scratch. Like we model the lamp from scratch. You can see this is the lamp that we modeled at the end. Let me see. Let me see if I have a shot here. I should. You can see, even at the end, we're gonna even composite the thing, but that's not in this chapter. This chapter is all about the modeling. So that's the lamp that you're gonna be modeling at the end of this chapter. This chapter is all about the modeling. Let me make this bigger. And this is all about the modeling of these. All these parts are gonna be modeled in this course. You model the base, you model the socket there, the little base here, the rope, the jar, the light bulb, all the interior parts of the light bulb. Everything is gonna be modeled here, and I'm gonna explain you everything here. You can see you model every part here. It's pretty cool because this can be applied to movies. This can be applied for TV. This can be applied for games. And then this is part 1, which is all the modeling. Part 2 is gonna be about texturing, and we're gonna do UVs in Houdini and in 3D Code. We're gonna do it in both applications, and then we're gonna do texturing in Substance Painter, and that's gonna be the texturing part. And then in part 3, which is gonna be chapter 3, this is just 3 different training parts. All right, so part 3 is gonna be all about rendering and compositing. So yes, the compositing is gonna be available in chapter 3. We're gonna take what we created in Substance Designer, put it into Houdini, export it. When I explain you how to export that stuff, we're gonna be rendering that in Redshift, in Houdini, maybe even in Mantra to have both things. If you don't have Redshift, I'm gonna do Mantra and Redshift, and then we're gonna render it. Light it, render it. Prepare it for rendering. When they do passes, it's not gonna be heavy on passes because it's basically more introduction stuff. But we're gonna have a shadow pass for the contact on the image, and then we're gonna integrate it with a real image, and then we're gonna composite it in Fusion, and we're gonna have a final image at the end of chapter 3 that you can just share with your in your reel or something like that. So that's gonna be the whole project completely. It's gonna be 3 chapters. So I'm doing chapter 2 right now, and I'm gonna be doing chapter 3 after that. But yeah, it's gonna be coming soon, really soon. This is all done. Just gonna need to record some stuff and edit and release. It's gonna be cool. Samuel, if you're a beginner in Houdini, I recommend this one, the polygon modeling first. That stuff about math is really advanced, and it's not for everyone, so of course. So let me see if there's any other questions. Looks great. Yeah, it does look really great. That course is amazing. Do you plan to go subscriptions when you have lots of courses on the site? Yes, there will be subscriptions maybe next year when we have a lot more training material, because right now, if I offer a subscription right now for 2 or 3 training titles, it's like, this is a joke. It's a joke. Like, why are you doing that? We need to get a bigger library, and then we can offer a subscription stuff. And we're planning because studios is gonna be asking us as well for that subscription-based stuff. So we are gonna be doing that for studios as well, like having subscription for different users inside a studio or something like that. You can buy like bundles of like 10 or 5 artists that can access the training from a studio or something like that. But yeah, that's in the future, not today, because right now there's not enough material. Sales, I'm really not a fan of sales, so don't expect to see our training discounted like Udemy or Steam. I know Steam doesn't sell training, but don't expect us to do that. We are not ever gonna do that. I think the courses we have are really well priced, and we strive to give you really nice content and not to price it too high. So we're trying to give you really good material. And I think sometimes it's kind of offensive to the artist or the mentor to say, all right, all that stuff you put into your training, I'm gonna sell it for $5. And that's like, dude, why? Why? When did my knowledge or all the stuff that I put into it, now why is it $5 now? Why is it going down on value? So I don't really like sales a lot. So we might have some discounts sometimes, but I don't think it's gonna be like huge discounts. So if you wanna, guys, also we're just so small of a company that we can almost afford to make this kind of sales. Like big companies can afford sales because they will sell like millions. But we are so small of a company that if we do a sale, we might be losing money there. So yeah, please consider that, and please support us with what we're trying to do, and the prices we're giving, I think, are very fair. I'm telling you that Understanding Fluid Solvers Volume 1 is $65, and it's 7.5 hours. I mean, almost 7 hours. So it's that could have been 2 volumes of that same price, and it's not. So yeah, I think the prices are nice. So hope you guys can understand all the stuff. What level of math should we need to know to take the fluid solver course? I think that's a good question for Anas. But I don't know. It's not really super advanced math because the course actually teaches you the math you need to know. So if you know like basic math, high school math, I think, if you know at least that, then you can build from that, because the course is gonna teach you all the math you need. Hey Cyril, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, Mustafa, I was telling you the compositing chapter is part of chapter 3 on the LAMP project. All right, Samuel. Well, this is the course you need to buy, man, because it's gonna cover all those steps. It's gonna cover modeling Houdini. It's gonna be texturing in Substance, and it's gonna be rendering in Redshift. So it's perfect for you. I think it's gonna be perfect for you. All right. So what else are we talking about? Let me see what the topic is. Oh, the new training. Well, that's what we're talking about right now, the training. My friend Stephen Tucker is working on some expressions and Beck stuff. So that's going to be coming soon. We're working on some renderman stuff as well. That's going to be coming soon as well. Hopefully, because these guys are artists that work at studios, so they have sometimes limited time, and but yeah, and so also we're delaying that title from Stephen because he's waiting for stuff. We can't talk too much about it, but it's gonna be cool. Cool, Cyril. I'm glad my sweet sounding voice is keeping you company. All right. So the other thing I want to talk about in the website before we finish this thing, we're gonna have more courses. I have a lot of stuff here that is empty right now, but this is gonna be filled even maybe by the end of this month. There's gonna be courses for all this stuff, or maybe the beginning of next month. The Python one, I want to put the Python course I have in YouTube. I want to put it here as a free course as well. That's not gonna be. It's not gonna cost any money, but I want to have it here directly in the page because it is a course, complete course. So yeah, and the free training link here just takes you to all the free training we have, which is the LearnDay episodes and the YouTube videos we have. So I just wanted to compile it all here. If you don't wanna go to YouTube or whatever, you can see them here. The site's gonna be ordered by beginner, intermediate, and expert or advanced as well. So if you wanna, when you have more, training, you're gonna be sorting it with those categories as well. And now the community is something that I want you all guys right now to go and subscribe. So go to mixtrn.com right now and create an account, please. That will help me a lot. Please go and create an account right now. You will get a link here. I'm already logged in because I already have an account. I already subscribe. I already made an account. So go. Let me see if I have an account here. I don't even know. I'm just opening another browser. Yeah, let me log in. So if you go right now to mixtrn.com, you will see a login here. Please click that and register. Create an account. Please. I will love it if you go and do that. That will really help me. And then after you create an account, it's pretty simple. It's just simple stuff. Your username, your email, your name, whatever you leave. If you want to give a bio about yourself, it's pretty simple stuff, pretty standard stuff. Then after that, let me remove that. Then after that, you just confirm it and come log in again to the site. And then after that, you go and click this community section here, and it's gonna take you to the forum here. So what I'm gonna do here is I have a message there. You can see I have a message. Cool. I'm gonna log out of here just to tell you something. When you do that, when you're logged into Mix Training and click the community button, you're gonna get this sign in with Mix Training. So you don't need to create another account here. This is linked to your previous account on MixTRN. So just when you are in Mix Training, you should be logged in. Like right now, I'm logged in here. You can see my name is here, Baramix here, up in the top right corner, and then click Community, and then it's gonna tell you, oh, welcome. Please click here to get involved. You can see here. Just click that, and it's gonna log you in with the same credentials. Cyril, yeah, if the whole platform changed, the whole thing changed from scratch. So if you already had an account, please go and create it again. I'm sorry, but the whole thing changed. The whole user system is different. Everything is changed. So please go and create a new account. If you already had an account, create it again, please. I'm sorry, but you have to. So then you have this really amazing community. This is so cool. You can see, let me say, someone is already was asking me about more detailed descriptions on the courses there, because he wanted to know how long the courses were, the duration in minutes. So that's pretty cool. And then there's Anna's put a message here for the people that are buying his fluid solver stuff. These specific forums about the courses will be private. I'm trying to fix that, but those ones gonna be private just for customers. But right now they are live. I'm just leaving that for now. But then this community is so cool. It's so responsive. Like you can see, this is a forum. I can just put whatever in here again. Let's say welcome everyone, and then you can add an image here. Choose a file from your, let me see if I could just choose some file here from my drive, whatever. Just want to show you that this thing is so responsive. It's so cool. I just love it. Pictures. Let's add something here. I don't know. Roberto. I'm just gonna drag an image here. You can see it loads the image. You have the image there, and then you can post the comment. You can see this doesn't even reload the page. It just puts the image right away there. It doesn't need to reload. It's so amazing. That was so fast to comment. So this is gonna be so amazing for interacting with you guys and your questions and all the stuff you want to do. Maybe sharing your whatever you've been learning in the site and all the stuff, giving you support for the courses that you buy and all the stuff, because I wanted to give you more than just like you put your money into us, like you give us your money, and I really want to make sure you guys are having something that it's useful for you guys. Like I wanted you to learn what you are trying to learn. So that's why we have all these support forums and stuff like that. So please go and do that, and please I should have delete that thingy, I guess. Delete. All right, delete comment. Yeah, I don't want that thingy there. All right. Okay, so that's the community stuff. There's a bunch of stuff here. You can even message between people in the forum. Like you can send messages to everyone else. You can see the activity, what has happened here, what's happening in the forum. It's really amazing. Conversations. You can have messages here. You can message other people. You can see that there's some messages that we were testing here. There's an issue I'm trying to fix right now with the emails, but you will get notifications here. Like, oh, I have now 2 notifications. You can see that. You can see, whoa, a lot of notifications here. Cool. Okay, there's a new comment here with Powell. Powell's already there. That was fast. Cool. It's already, you guys are already commenting there. Cool. All right, so yeah, let's use the community, please, guys. I really want you guys to use it, ask questions, help each other. Like I say, I really mean it when I say let's keep learning together. I really mean it. Alan, yeah, the community, you're already there, man. You'll figure it out, right? I need to delete those freaking IPs. I don't know if everyone else sees that. It might be because I'm an administrator. Let's see if if I do, I shouldn't be streaming those IPs. Firefox. Let me log into another account, test account I have, just to test something. Now you guys are there. Make training. Just give me 1 second. Now I think I'm done with that. I think we can move on to talking about other things. Password is, let's see if I got that correct. Missing security. Damn it. Are you gonna be giving me issues? Come on. Can't believe this. I can't log in. Damn it. Yeah, there's an issue with the login thingy. That's bad. I need to fix that. All right, so Roberto needs his own course. Yeah. All right, so that's about the site and all that stuff. Confirmation emails incoming. It should, man. That thing is working. I'm pretty sure that works because 2 guys already registered right now, so you should be getting your email. Yeah. All right, so now let's talk about assets. It's something that sometimes I think we sometimes forget this basic stuff or basic knowledge, because maybe I'm really used to just doing stuff, but other people might not know everything or these things. I think this thing is so small. General user interface, large, high, apply. Let's just restart Houdini again. Discard and quit. Can log in, CT Jones. Yeah, fucking shit. Let me just fix it really quickly then. I'm gonna fix the login thingy right now. Hold on a second. I know what it is. That's the good thing. I know what it is. Body press, I think. Just give me 1 second and then we're gonna start talking about Houdini. Ah, damn it. Alright, I think it should be fixed when I click this button. Let's see that. Let me just confirm that I can log in. No, come on. I need to get rid of that stupid login. Alright, I'm gonna fix that login issue after we finish this stream. Sorry if you're having that issue. Log in. Password. It's telling me the password is not working. Weird. Okay, now I'm gonna fix that in after we finish here. So sorry about that. Damn it. Yeah, doing websites, right? It's a freaking mess. I don't know what's happening now. Okay. So, do you guys there are logged in? Don't log out. uh, oh yeah, that might be the issue, Jason. You can't you can log in two places at the same time. That's a security issue. Yeah, that, and I mean it's supposed to work like that, because I don't want people to be logging into two different places and seeing the web, like sharing your credentials to somebody else or something like that. So someone else can see the. Hey, Subsister, what's up? So it's already about an hour, but we're still gonna talk about assets. That's something I want to talk about, and some people might not know this. I know there's some advanced people here, but some other people don't know this. But I'm gonna talk about it. So you can create assets in Houdini, right? You can create assets, and these assets it's talked about a lot in Houdini, like this procedural stuff in Houdini, this procedural way, and how to do that, and the Houdini is built on top of assets and all that stuff. It's pretty cool, but how do you build that stuff? How do you make your own? So if you already know, please help me out if there's any questions in the chat. So let's help the people that don't know how to make these assets. So basically, assets could be considered even something like this box. It's an asset. If we go inside this guy, you can see it has some parameters here. So this asset, let's call it an asset right now. It has some parameters that you can control. You can make it a polygon mesh. You can pick it up polygon. You can make it mesh, NURBS, curves, points. It has some of these options, and then you can change the size of it. You can change the center of it, the uniform scale, and all the stuff. And you can make your own assets, kind of like this. In Houdini, there's even the assets menu. Now it's a whole new menu here. This wasn't here before. It's been promoted like 1 or 2 versions ago. So you can make your own assets, and sometimes a lot of people don't know that how to actually use this asset thingy. So let's do some simple asset, and the example I like to do a lot is just the making like a fence thingy. So let's understand first this. There's something that people sometimes have trouble understanding as well, like copying to points. Let's create a sphere. It's the clearer way, I think. And then we're gonna have a sphere, and then let's say I have a box. Okay. So this box has points on the corners, right? So it has 1 point at each corner. So what if I wanted to put a sphere in each one of those points? Let me make the sphere smaller right now. So for that, you use the copy to points. So it's basically self-explanatory, right? So here is what are you going to copy in the first one, and then the second one is where are you going to copy it. Then you can see it does that, right? Copies the points to copy the sphere to whatever points there are in the box. So if I add more divisions, let's say edge loop here in the middle to the box. Now the box has more points, has extra points here, right? So now we can have more spheres there. We can even make this interactively. I can see the result, and I don't want to do that, Houdini. Why are you doing that? I can add another edge loop in this direction and have more points interactively here. Like I can do it again in this direction. I can even do it like that, right? So it's just basically, I want you to understand the concept of just having stuff or a geometry put into points. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is delete all this setup, and I'm gonna create a curve here. So let's create a curve. So the base of my fence is gonna be this curve. So I'm gonna go to the top viewport, and I'm gonna enable grid snapping here, clicking that guy. Then I'm gonna just, you can see there's a circle there when we snap to the corners. I'm gonna do it like this, and then maybe some interesting stuff there. And I didn't snap that completely, so let's move that guy there. So let's go back to perspective view now. Now we have that curve, and that curve has points at each corner as well, right? So now we can do the same. This is gonna be the base, so let's even call this base. This is gonna be really important. Even let's change the color actually. Let's make it something really stand out, like this yellow thing. It's gonna be the base for everything. It's gonna be this curve. This is gonna be the control of everything. So now we can have, maybe let's create a box, something really simple. And let's make this box way smaller, 0.1, 0.1. Even smaller than that, I think. Now that's gonna be it for the corners, maybe. Let's change. I did something weird. Now I want to copy this box, which is this guy, to every corner on this, or every point on this curve. So let's put a copy to points again. What are we gonna copy? This. Where are we gonna copy it? Here. Alright, so there we go. And there's the first thing that some people find out, like, why are my boxes looking like that? They are not in the right direction. So yeah, Houdini thinks that forward is the z-axis, I think, when it copies stuff. So when you go to copies, makes the copies look up because it points the z-axis up. So sometimes you just need to rotate the box, or just tell Houdini, don't use the point orientation here in the copy. Don't use it, just copy it as it is. Alright. But now it's copying in the middle of the box because the box is placed like that. We need to move the box up like this. You could do this, moving the box, or you can be a little bit more clever, like we like to be in Houdini, and put an expression to the center of this. You can see if the size in the y direction is 1, if we put 0.5 in the center, it's gonna move it half the size. That's the important point. It moves it half the size up. So now the box, it's on the ground. And that's an important point here. You can see this is the size and this is half of it. So what we can do is just grab this value here, drag and drop it here, and it will give you some drop actions here. And what I always use is just relative channel reference. I don't even use anything else. If you just want to copy a value, you can just select text and it will copy the value. You can see there. That will be a fast way to copy some value. But let's just drag it again and say relative channel reference. And that scary looking expression, it's not that scary at all. So it's just saying the CH is just referring to a channel. Houdini calls all these entries here, he called them channels. So it's just saying, get me this channel. The channel name is this one. So if you put your mouse here on top of the parameter, you can see it says size, and then below that it says parameters is size X, size Y, size Z, right? So that's what it's Houdini. It's inside Houdini. That's what it's referring to. You can see this one should be, the parameter is called scale, and this one's called TX, TY, and TZ. All right, so it's just calling this number. Even if we click here in the center, you can see the value is the same. It's just taking, this is the result of the expression. If we click it again, we see the expression. So what we need is half of this, so we can actually just say divide this by 2, like that, actually. So that's your first expression. If you wanted to get the size on X, you can just change the size. Instead of Y, type X. That'll be it. And if you are in a really small screen, let me open a text editor and copy this one so you can see it. So that's how the expression looks. It's pretty simple. It's just saying, channel, give me a channel, and the channel name is this, and it brings the channel, and then there you go, and then you divide that by 2 and it's 0.1, 0.5, and if you click here you can see the result of that. So division character. Well, if you put this to 0, there will be an error, I guess. Divided by 0, it's an issue, but it's not actually here. It's not an issue here. It will, because 0 is saying that you should multiply and then divide it, but division, it's not giving us issues here, so it's working. It's never failed for me, so. But yeah, if you want to be more accurate, you can do that. So now that stuff, it's being copied to each corner. And this is super big now. So let me just modify my curve. I can go back to the curve just by selecting it and having this mode selected here, the handle for this. I can make it big. Let me make this bigger because it's really small. Move these points around a little bit. Put grid snapping back on. Snap this guy here. I made this too small. Let me make this all the way here. Alright, that's better. So now we have kind of a weird fence there. Okay, so now we have those things, and this should be like the posts on the corners. But now we need to create something else. We can already have like a tool here. Like if we, let's say, we can grab all these 2 nodes here and we leave the base behind because we're saying this is gonna be the base. We can grab all these 2 nodes and say assets, new digital asset from selection. And we have this selected, of course. Click that and it's gonna create a file. It's gonna be an actual file on your hard drive. So it asks you for a name. This is gonna be the technical name of it. So I'm just always put my mix prefix there, and let's call this fence. And then the operator label is what's gonna be shown here in the name of the node, and this operator name is what's gonna be shown here in the parameter here. So this can have spaces, or yeah, it can have spaces, but this can have, because this is just a label. And then it's gonna all right. Thanks, Grant. See you later, man. This is gonna be where you're gonna save the file. It should be by default, it's gonna save it in your documents folder or wherever your preferences are for the user. So I'm gonna accept that, and now it brings this big scary window, but it's not. So we're just gonna close this window for now. But now you can see this thing. It's built. It's one node right now, and it's called subnet. But if you press tab, you can see in the digital asset section, it should be here. You can see mix fence is there. And see, I have a few other assets here. Some that I built, some that other people built. You can see mix fence is there, and this will do exactly the same as this. You can see it uses any other tool in Houdini. I'm gonna delete it for now, and I'm gonna call this mix fence just so we are in line with what we're doing. And then we can plug any curve here and it's gonna work. If I make another curve and I modify this curve, this is a new curve. Just gonna modify it really quickly, something like that, and I plug this, it's gonna work. So it's taking a curve and it's doing that stuff. So It's basically working like any other Houdini tool. But now we want to do the middle parts of this, and let's go inside here. If we double click, you can see there's what we built. There's our node here, and this is the input. This is called an input node here, and this is taking the input of input 1 here. We can have multiple inputs, of course. Yeah, you can change the icon of the asset here. You can see by default has that box there. If you right click on the node or go here to type properties here on the icon, or assets, edit asset properties, you select your asset, and then you can, here in the properties, you can select you can select an icon here. You can see there's a box there. You can click that and then click here in high icon here in the menu, and then go inside here, and here's all the Houdini icons. If you want to use your own icon, you can do it, but you need to embed it into the or is it, it's gonna embed it by default, I think. You can say, let's put this world or this race car. What is something that looks like a fence? I don't know. Let's put this world. It's gonna be here all day, and then you hit apply, and then it's gonna have that icon there. So that's how you change your icon. And then let's go inside and let's do some more stuff. So this is gonna be one setup we have. We're gonna put this to one side, and then we're gonna get something else from this curve. We're gonna create something else. So let's do a resample, and let's connect this curve that the user is inputting here or connecting. Let me just plug these two curves like that. I like to see it like this. And then we are actually resampling the curve here. You can see, let me make the viewport bigger. Now we have more points on all along the curve. You know, this is what the resample is doing. It's taking a curve and it's saying at when this distance it's met, I'm gonna add a point, like, and I add points separated by this distance. If you want to see it like that, you can see if I make it bigger, it's gonna be less points because the distance between the points is bigger. You can see the distance between the points is getting smaller. And what most of us do is, instead of doing this by default, you can see we're losing the corners sometimes. What most of us do, we want to keep the corners. We want to just say resample by polygon edge, this option right here, and that is just gonna take each edge and resample it instead of doing the whole thing, and that's better to keep the corners. So we have 27 points now right here. Let's put 0.2. We have more points there. So now we can copy. Let's grab a copy of this box that we had before. Let's make it even thinner. 0.1, 0.5. I mean, and then smaller. 5.8 or 0.75 like that. So now we have a smaller box. Now we're gonna copy it again. Copy the points. Copy to that curve. So now I'm doing this backwards now. I'm copying the curve to the box. So this is backwards. Now that looks pretty cool. If you want to do some design or something, that would look pretty cool. If we modify that curve, that will look pretty cool. So now we need to put the curve here and the box here like that. So now again we have that issue that these guys are not oriented correctly. Just transform that. And now we have that. And now we have two setups here. We copy into the corners and we're copying to the inside. Let's call the interior parts. So now we can merge this together. We have these two setups. We can merge them. And now we have that. It looks like a fence, right? A really simple fence, of course. But now we can go here to this sample and say, modify this length, and we can have more or less boards there. You can see we have a really dense fence. or a really scarce fence if we didn't have enough wood. Now the amazing thing here doesn't stop there, because we can go back to where our curve is. We can select the curve, select our handle tool here, and we can move the curve. We can modify it. And since we're doing everything procedural, we can modify the curve, and everything's gonna be building or rebuilding. I don't know how you can want to understand that, but that is building all that stuff. If we select another point, you can see this is gonna be working. Anywhere you put that stuff, it's gonna be working. If we shift click on the curve, we add a point, and you can see now I have another post there, and I can move this, put it whatever I want, and we can have a really cool fence building tool, really cool and really fast. You could send this to Unreal Engine or Unity and make something in a game. You can see shift clicking will add more of those if you want to add more, if you want to have more of those. So this is the real procedural modeling ways of Houdini. You can see that's pretty cool. And we can go back inside again and modify the resample to have more of those if we want. But the idea is not that you are jumping inside the tool, going inside and out. So what you can do here is actually add parameters to this tool. You can see there's no parameters at all here. So what we can do is now, let's go to asset, edit asset properties. And now we bring this window back, go to the parameters section, and then we can add parameters here. You can see you can add parameters by hand if you just drag them here. But the best way is just to drag the parameters from the tool itself. We can go inside here. Let's say I'm going to control the separation here of the board. So let's just grab this name and drag it here. There, we have the parameter there. And we can rename this parameter. Let's call this board separation. No, that's totally wrong. Separation. So hopefully that's good. And we can give it a label. This label is what you see here, and this is the internal name. And it's good practice to give it a good name here, because you might refer to that in an expression. So you want to give it a good name. Board separation. If that word is wrong, please tell me. And let's hit apply there with that stuff and accept. I was hitting that at the outside of the window. You're not seeing that, sorry. Now if I go back up, you can see now I have this parameter here and I can modify it. I don't need to go inside this. And I can see that the 0 to 5, it's too much. And I can control this range as well. So let's control that range, which is too big. So this parameter, we can select this parameter by clicking on it here. And then we can set the range here. You can see it's from 0 to 1. Let's put it from 0 to 1. We can even lock it. If you don't want to go up higher than 1, you can lock it. But we can leave it like that so people can type more if they need to. But now you can see this parameter now goes from 0 to 1. And that it works better for this size of asset. Alright, so there's much more that we can do with this, but this is the basic of assets, and you can add more parameters here. We can say we can add maybe a second input for what are we putting in the corners there, or even let's put the length of this, the height of this post, the interior post. Let's put that in the asset as well. Let's say we want to have the so for this box, this creating the interior boards here, I'm gonna grab this size, which is the the height of it. So let's just drag that here, and let's call this interior height. Just gonna call it like that, interior height, and apply that and accept. And now if we go back, you can see now I have that, and I can control how high these boards are gonna be, and I can have the control over these boards really fast, and I can control how many and how tall they are. We can do the same for this guy. I'm gonna do this with a transform because I want to show you something else. I'm gonna put a transform here, and the transform by default is gonna be at 0, and it's gonna be perfect because we already moved the box up, right? So let me drink some. Let me drink some tea. So now if we scale this guy up, it's gonna act like the height, right? If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Or if it's too basic, let me know as well. So now we're gonna use this value as the height, and it's gonna be important in a little bit. So let's edit the parameters again, and let's have this scale over there. Let's call this post scale, post size. Let's go apply and accept, and now we're gonna have that. Make sure you have the display at the end of the tool. That's a common mistake. So now we can have control of both sizes of this, height of that and height of this, and this is not enough. You can see this is going from -1 to 0. We need to change that. We totally need to change that. And this guy, by default, it's that. We need to go from 0 to maybe 5. Apply that and accept. And now we can make the corners bigger. Can you create custom parameters as well? Yes, you can create custom parameters as well. And I'm going to show you right now because that's a good point. Let's put this to what they are. Let's say I want to move both heights at the same time, and we can create a global height. Let's say that's a global multiplier of that. So let's create one parameter that it's not coming from one of the nodes. We can create, let's say, a float. This is all the parameters you can create here. There's a bunch of them here. You will learn them while you start creating tools. You can see these guns are floats and create that sliding. If you want to put a file, you want to select a file, you can use this, etc. If you want to change the color, you want to add a button, all that stuff, it's available for you. Let's add a float and put it all the way up, and this is blank, so let's call this global height, global height, and this is gonna have a range from 0 to 1, and you can set the default value in this next tab, the channels tab. You can set the value here. And let's put the value to 1 by default. Let's pull this from 0 to 10, let's say, and accept that. And now we have this parameter that goes from 0 to 10, but it's doing nothing. It's just doing nothing. It's not doing anything. So let me just open a separate parameters view here. I'm just right clicking on the node and opening this parameters view to have a floating window here of this, so I don't have to be coming back here. So we can use this parameter as we use the parameter here in the box here, like this, with an expression. Now the transform here, you can see when we export those parameters to the asset, they have an expression, and it's linking that parameter. You can see this channel is getting the reference of that scale there. That's all it's doing. It's just connecting the parameters for you. But now we have that parameter. We can say, let's right click on this and say copy parameter on the global height, and here we can say times, and then right click and say paste relative reference. and now we enter that. Now we are getting the post scale and multiplying by the global height. Now the global height is gonna affect the post as well. So now let's do the same for this guy here. You can see it's getting the interior height from here. Now we're gonna multiply that as well with the relative reference from the global height as well. Now the global height is gonna affect both. See, it's multiplying these values, and I can still have control over the post height and the interior height separately, and I have another multiplier for that on top of that if need be. Right? Cool. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to show you here is I want to do a whole training on assets. The last thing I'm going to show you here, you can add another input. Let's say we want custom geometry going into the corners of this. So we're going to go to assets again, edit asset, mix fence. And in the basic tab, we're going to get 2 inputs. Maximum inputs, put it to 2. That means when we hit accept and go back, now we have 2 inputs here. You can see we have another input here. You can have any amounts of inputs. I think it's how much, it's 10 here, but I don't think that's the limit. There we go, that's 20. And they look at that, that's crazy. It's 20 inputs there. Oh my god, I've never done that before. And you even have an ordering here to order the inputs here. That's crazy. Let's not put 20 inputs there, please. So let's edit the asset again, and let's put 2 inputs and accept. And now we have a second input. If we go inside this node, you can see there's a second input node created here. There's this number 2. It's for the second input. And this is not number 2 like when you go to the bathroom. Alright, so now instead of these corners being just a box, I'm gonna plug this number 2 there. Now there's an issue because there's no geometry here, but we're gonna fix that. We're gonna take this box from here, and then we're gonna plug it here in the second input. So you can see now it's basically saying you can plug any geometry, and I'm gonna copy to the corners. So go inside and it's gonna scale and whatever. So just to prove my point, I'm gonna create a tube and plug it. Let's make it polygons and make it the radius smaller. Don't want to have that huge of a thing. Make it caps, and then we can plug that. And this thing is not in the center, it's not in the floor. We can change that by doing the trick we learned here with the radius scale. Put it in the center, divided by 2. We already learned that trick, but sorry, that's the radius scale. Sorry, what I want to do is the height. Sorry. Height and divided by 2 to put it on the floor. We can add this to the asset if we want to, but you can see if I now that I have another geometry there in the corners, I can still use this. Look at that. I can still modify the height of this and of the interior, and the global height will work. And if I go and modify the curve, it's still working. It's live. I can modify it, add more points to it, have a really nice system for building fences here. So amazing fence, I think. And then you can, of course, at the end of this, you will need to go and select your asset and say save your asset, and then just lock your asset, lock it, so nobody will edit it. Now it's locked now. And if you go to your Houdini folder, which is here, and OTLs. You can see here I have a bunch of OTLs, but yours should be here as well, and is the mix fence here. You can just email somebody else this file, and it will just have this tool copy it there in their own OTLs folder in user, and then you can just have this tool created here. Mix fence, it will be there. You can just plug these guys and it will work. And that's how you do assets in Houdini. You guys find that amazing? If you want to control the inner, like bending the things here, the inner post, that will be more involved, but it's totally doable. You can create a ramp for that. Even you control it with a ramp and have different shapes of that stuff. But I think I'm gonna leave that for another time, right? So cool. You guys found that useful, right? It's pretty damn useful. And it's pretty cool because this tool can be in different Houdini files. Like let me open another version of another instance of Houdini. Like you can have this if you're in a studio. In a studio, you used to have you have like a central repository for tools, and people use it for there. And then when you update the tool, it updates for everyone. Like, let me create another. Let's say this is a new file. You can see I have two windows open here. If I create another curve here, let's just create a curve. I'm not in the. Let me just create a curve. Let's say I'm another artist working in another, let's say a level of a game. Let's enable this, and I have this other fence even goes in an arc here. Like that. I'm working in another thingy. Like, I don't know. Like that. Even might be even close, whatever. And I use that tool we have mixed fence. You can see it's here. This is another version, another instance of Houdini, and it works. So let's just I say I have inboxes connected here. And let's change this a little bit so it is not so weird. So I have my fence here. Pretty cool, right? So let's say that the fence needs something else. What can it have here? What control can we add? Let's say we're gonna add the thickness of the post. Right now we don't have control over that. So I'm the artist, say to Baromix, the technical director, hey, can you just change that, please? Add another parameter to control the thickness of the post. And I'll say, all right, I'll add that, and I'll open my tool, and I'll say, all right, this guy wants, I allow editing. This guy wants to control the thickness, and I have a transform here for that already. So if I move this guy, I can control kind of the thickness. So I'm gonna copy the X and the C value together. I'm just gonna say copy this value, and I'm gonna paste it in the C value so it's the same value for both. Now if I control this, I'm controlling the thickness of it, right? So now I can expose this parameter to this, and let's say, all right, I'm gonna expose this parameter. This is gonna be the thickness, which is gonna be exactly what the artist needs. And I just select this, put it there, and say post thickness, thickness, and call it appropriately, because if not, they are not gonna find it. Thickness. All right, I apply that. Maybe not go from 0 -1 to 1, maybe -1 to 5. Apply, accept, test my change, post thickness. Yeah, it works. It does exactly what the artist needs. So I'm just gonna do save the asset, and even maybe lock the asset just for security. Now you email your friend or your artist and say, you know, the tool is done. Can you please refresh the tool so you can get the changes? And you're like, what? How do is it gonna destroy my whole scene? Is it gonna be? Do I need to make it again all from scratch? No, you just go to your scene and say, here, asset, refresh asset libraries, plug, and let's see that post thickness is already there. In my other, oh no, this is the other scene. Sorry, this is the scene that we're working on. Post thickness is already there, and we can just start using it in the other scene that we were setting up. So this is so powerful, so amazingly powerful. That's why Houdini uses all this system of assets. The scene is not destroyed, nothing changed. Houdini just adds that parameter and you can keep working. It's so cool. Versioning, basically I just did versioning. That's how you will do versioning basically. And if you want to add something more specific, you could add a version to it. Like in a studio you will add, like, let's say a label to this, maybe at the top, and say version 1, apply, and yeah, unlock and save because it wasn't locked. So you can see now I have a version 1 label there. And if I save this, if I go to my other session, you can see it's not there, but it just refreshed by itself. Oh, so cool. So there it is, version 1. And if the artist says, can you add another thing, and then you add some stuff and say, alright, you're in version 1, right? Yeah, so I just modify some stuff. Can you just confirm that you are in version 2? And let me just save that and say, alright, let me see, am I on version 2? Yeah, I'm on version 2. Oh, already, I can see post thickness. Thank you, I owe you lunch, you saved my life. And you go together to the sunset and eat lunch. That was the best ending ever for a tutorial, man. Walking together to the sunset, eating lunch or something. Yeah, if you want to add a door, you can add a door, but right now we're not gonna do that because it's been long enough for today, I think. Right? My throat is already hurting here. How did you guys get into Houdini? I got into Houdini when they released the Apprentice Edition, and they said they did the Spider-Man effects with it and the X-Men effects with it, and I was like, I need to learn that stuff. And they released the Apprentice Edition in one CD and a second CD with tutorials, and I just ate that stuff. And then I bought the book and I read documentation until I learned to make a fence. Alright guys, I think, what's in my mouth? I think it's enough for today, right? That was fun. I could extract this part of the fence and put it into another tutorial if I want to. I might do that. I don't know. I talk to myself a lot, right? Okay. Alright guys, so are there any questions before we wrap it up? Any questions? I'm the greatest teacher ever. There's no questions at all. I'm so amazing. So alright, just to finish, please go to the site, guys, register, and buy some training. Please buy some training so I can eat. Well, if the artist, let's go to the artist section here. this is the artist session, or is it yeah, this is the artist session. If the artist double clicks on this, everything's locked here. You can't modify here or add nodes here. You can add nodes here. You can say it's locked. But anyone can just right click and say allow editing here. But you just say to your artist, don't, bad artist, don't do that. That's what you do. That's in every studio. You just go and do that. Like, I'm the technical artist. Don't touch it. No, there's they know that they shouldn't be modifying everything, but there's ways that you can totally lock your asset. If you want to create a black box asset here, you can totally black box it, but it's not recommended. It's not recommended. What's the side? There's the side. Woo! There's the side, dude. Please go to the side. Buy some training. I need to eat. I need some fresh burgers. The training is freaking amazing. If I wasn't doing this, I would buy it. I'm being totally honest. If I wasn't the maker of this, I will buy this stuff for sure. So please go buy some training, and I will see you guys later, I guess. UV texturing and rendering will be all covered in the next chapters of the LAMP project. Don't despair, Mustafa. So yeah, Laurent, if the artist that wants to modify your asset, you just say no, but artist, don't modify my assets. That's what they pay me for. That's what you do. Alright? I'm being serious. That's what you do. Slap him. Alright, guys. I will see you guys later, alright? This was fun. Really cool. I enjoyed teaching this really basic stuff, because there's so much stuff out there that is so advanced in Houdini, but not everyone is really advanced. So we all started somewhere, right? I remember a day when I didn't know how to model stuff in Houdini or how to make a explosion, and somebody asked about Jumanji. Yeah, when Jumanji's out, I will talk about what I did and maybe even show what I did. Depends on what the studio allows me to show. So it's up to them what I can show, but I can teach you the techniques I use. They don't own that. I own it. No, not even me. All right. Mustafa, thank you. I'm really glad you enjoyed the render of the lamp. All right, guys. I'm serious. I'm done for today. All right. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys being here. And let's keep learning together, right? Keep learning together. Sexy boys. Alright, guys, I'll see you later, and let's keep learning together. Yeah, registration is working. Go register. I'm gonna fix that login form right now. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Register, buy my training, and buy me a burger. Now, let's find that freaking button. Where are you, button? Can never find that button. I found it. I'm gonna click it right now.